During this time, we want to remind our employers who participate in the retirement system that PEBA administers that the due dates for monthly and quarterly deposits and quarterly payroll data remain the same. Electronic payments is a secure feature that allows you to submit retirement monthly and quarterly deposit forms with payments through EES. It is convenient and eliminates the need to print and mail paper deposit forms and paper checks. If you have not done so already, we encourage you to sign up for electronic payments. Once authorized, you can create and edit your deposit forms and manage bank accounts online. ACH debit and wire payments can also be easily changed to electronic payments. You can also view the status of submitted deposits and scheduled payments. People will receive your monthly or quarterly deposit form and payment on the date selected. The following is a brief tutorial of the employer reporting option in EES. Once you log in and select employer reporting, you will see this chart column for month, due date, deposit process date, quarterly data submitted, and status. There are buttons in the deposit process date and quarterly data submitted columns that indicate an action is required. Let's begin with the monthly deposit example, specifically the February 2020 deposit. Select Deposit Form button for February to begin. You want to be sure to select the current month in which you are submitting payment. Deposit due dates are at the end of the following month. The deposit form is pre-filled with the employer contribution rates for the system you are reporting. You begin on line 1 by entering the total contributions withheld from active members for the month. If you have working retirees, enter those contributions as well. EES will automatically calculate the total contributions entered, and this amount should match the total contributions withheld on your payroll report. On line 2, enter the salaries for active members and any working retirees. EES will automatically calculate the total salaries entered, and this amount should match the total salaries on your payroll report. We recognize that due to rounding, a small variance may exist. On line 7, you may make an adjustment to match your payroll. But keep in mind this adjustment cannot be greater than 99 cents, either positive or negative. Please contact your employer reporting representative if the variance is more than the allowed amount. The total remittance is automatically calculated. Line 9 shows the total amount due to PEBA for the monthly deposit. Once finished, click on the green Continue button to the right to view the calculated form. Verify that all information on the form is correct and matches your payroll. If you need, you can make corrections by selecting the Edit Deposit Form link to the right. If you are not ready to submit the form, you may return to the Employer Reporter screen. Your information will save, and you can return to it later. If all information is correct and you have signed up for electronic payment, click on the green Schedule Payment button to the right. Enter the payment date on which you wish to submit funds. Select the account from which you want the funds drawn and enter the amount of the total remittance from your deposit form. Full payment is required. PEBA cannot process partial payments. Next, select the Submit button. You will see a confirmation message. After you verify the amount of the deposit, click Yes. If you remit electronic payments, you do not need to send anything to PEBA. Do not mail the deposit form to PEBA. Instead, simply download and save the form for your records. If you are sending a payment via ACH draft or wire or paper check, you must print and send the copy of the deposit form to PEBA. You can create the deposit form PDF by selecting Generate PDF. The payment and deposit form must be received by PEBA on the due date or it is delinquent. It is important to note that the quarterly deposit form is a little different than the monthly deposit form. It requires salary and contributions for the entire quarter. Let's take a look at the quarterly deposit form for March 2020. Begin by entering the quarterly salary information for each system on line 1. EES will automatically calculate the expected contributions for the total quarterly salaries you entered on line 1. Enter the total contributions withheld for the quarter per year payroll on line 3. These amounts should match the totals on line 2. If there is a contribution variance on line 4, stop and review the salary and contribution amount you entered. Confirm the quarterly salaries and employee contributions per your payroll and make any corrections. On lines 10 and 11, the deposit form will compare the total amount due for the quarter with what you have already remitted to PEBA for the first and second months of the quarter. Your final monthly deposit amount for the quarters will automatically calculate on line 12. If you have any credit or debit invoices, you may select Authorized Credits and Debits on line 13 to view any open invoices. You may select the invoice and it will automatically be applied to your total due. As with monthly deposit forms, you will make an adjustment to match your payroll on line 14. However, the maximum variance allowed on the quarterly report is $4.99, either positive or negative. You will follow the previous month's deposit instructions to complete the quarterly deposit form process. Remember, if you remit electronic payment, you do not need to send anything to PEBA. Finally, let's review the process for submitting the required quarterly payroll data that must be sent with the first quarterly deposit. The quarterly payroll data is required for PEBA to process the deposit, apply service, and post members' contributions to their account. On the employer reporting screen, you will see a button in the quarterly data submitted column, either Upload or EESER. If you have an upload button, you will choose your payroll file, verify the quarterly data totals, and upload the file. If you have an EESER button, you will manually enter your payroll information and submit the data. View the EES manual under the Help link for detailed instructions about this process. In summary, please remember that deposits of employer and employee contributions are due monthly. You can create deposit forms easily and submit payments electronically to PEBA and EES. Each quarter, you must also submit a quarterly payroll data with a quarterly deposit form. Viewing the reporting process chapter of the covered employer procedure manuals for more details. Also, don't forget you can also use EES to enroll new employees, submit retiree return to work information, and complete tasks on the task list. Thank you for all that you do to administer and assist your employees with retirement benefits.